Welcome everybody, this is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're doing our 100th video, and the way the topic was chosen was there was a contest on Facebook, and it was whoever liked the ideas the most are what we decided to use for the 100th video. I have that right, correct?
I think so,
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so today we have to thank Thong from Australia and Matt from California, as their ideas were the ones that won. And the topic is choose 3 supplements and nutrition advice to get that six-pack by summer. So we kind of combined the two. I think one was about tips and then one was about the actual supplements. So, so this is common. I mean, a lot of people want to know, hey, how do I get lean? You know, whether it's people coming from, hey, I want to lose a lot of body fat, or people who just have that last little bit and they're like, well, can I spot reduce or this and that? And really it just comes down to getting lean overall. So the number one thing you have to do is eat less than you burn.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's no secret here.
No, you want to be either burning more than you take in, or you're going to be losing weight.
Unless you're already lean, then you just burn what you eat.
Yeah.
But the bit of a challenge comes in is that you don't want to just starve yourself, because then you actually hurt yourself in the long run. Yeah, you'll get skinny, you'll look like you were on Survivor or something, but
you're burning muscle.
Yeah, you're not exactly. You become catabolic. You start, eating away yourself. So what you want to do is maintain and actually try and build as much muscle as possible while burning body fat. And a lot of people have this notion that you just body fat can morph into muscle. It's not that you burn fat and you build muscle. They're completely different types of tissue. It doesn't work that way. Or you'll hear people, well, I'm going to do a bunch of cardio first to get rid of this fat, and then I'm going to put on muscle. No, it's just not how to do it. Muscle helps you burn more fat. Next to your eye cells, muscle cells are amongst the most metabolically active in the body. And what metabolism is the sum total of chemical reactions in the body, right? So the more muscle you have,
the more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning, the higher your metabolism is. So you see people who carry a lot of muscle, their metabolism's higher. They're generally leaner.
Yeah, you hear my friends eating cookies and they're still lean. Well, getting lean is harder than staying lean.
Exactly.
That's true. So getting there is a little bit more of a challenge, but once you get there and you can stay there for a while, you can get away with a little bit more. And that's not to say you can't get. No, you will get fat if you're putting down Oreos left and right.
Back to the old ways. Yeah.
Exactly, but you could just get away with cheating a little bit more because your body kind of gets that new physiological state, and you have that extra muscle tissue to help burn more fat.
Your body will adjust its metabolism to what you're taking in every day, and if you've gotten yourself to a point of being lean and you're watching your diet and calories, your metabolism is going to adjust to that and burn off what you put in.
Yeah, you're burning more, and you're like a furnace. You're sitting around, you're like a furnace. You're burning more, so that's good. And also, again, now part of that comes in is, and we're summarizing some of this stuff, is the whole eating less than you burn is you have to get enough protein.
Yeah.
If you don't get enough protein, then you can't build muscle. And then you have to balance that out with the other 2 macronutrients, your carbohydrates and fats, and you have to find the right ratio that works for you. So oftentimes what we'll tell people is do something, almost like a zone diet or something close to that. Maybe just, if it makes it simpler for people, eat like your carbohydrates and protein at a 1-to-1 ratio. If your goal weight is 180 pounds, eat 180 grams of carbs, 180 grams of protein, and then take that, and the rest of the other 30% would be from like healthy fats. Yeah. See how that does for you for what, 4 or 5 weeks. Take a picture if you can, body fat calipers or something like that. And then, you can weigh yourself too, but I wouldn't obsess too much about the scale. And then do it again in about 4 or 5 weeks and see where you're at. If you're not losing body fat or enough, well then adjust it. Bring the carbs down to 3/4 of a gram per pound of body weight. And then you're eating a gram of protein, and then about 30% of that is still fat. And see where that goes.
Yeah, and you want to keep track of that each day. A good thing is if you can keep a notebook with you to write down what you're eating, and they make all these different apps for phones.
Yeah, it's become easier and easier now, and it's really not that daunting of a task.
No, not at all, not at all. And to kind of find out where you're at, what I generally recommend is take a week and write down everything you've eaten, and on that Sunday night, go ahead and calculate the calories, and you know how many calories you're taking in every day. And then you'll know, okay, am I gaining weight or am I losing weight, or am I staying the same? So if you're gaining weight and you want to gain weight, then you're where you're at. If you're gaining weight and you don't want to, then cut back on calories, about 500 calories every day. Or if you're maintaining and you want to do one or the other, you add calories or you lower the calories. In this case, if we're talking about getting a six-pack by summer, you're going to want to reduce those calories.
Yeah, and that's one of the variables. Now we get this question, it's like, well, what should I do? Well, we don't know what you're doing as far as training, because that's the other side of it. So if you're burning this much, but we don't know how much you're training, you know, so it's kind of hard to say. So somebody who weighs X amount, you get this many calories. It's all dependent upon activity level as well and the kind of activities you're doing, you know. I recommend more intense training where you're not only doing, you know, something like, oh, I just do tons of cardio, but that's okay, but, you know, your training itself can be cardiovascular. If you're training intense, you know, you're doing drop sets, you're doing CrossFit, whatever your training type is, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're performing a powerlifting workout with multiple minutes in between sets, it's intense within the set, but it's not, you know, you're not going to be burning as much calories.
And that's not to say you can't do that. You can do that, and you can do the other kind of training, or you can just do that and then lower your calories. But if your goal is to be a power lifter, then you want to calories. You kind of got to figure out what your goal is. Eat less than you burn, and also train intense. You have to push it. You can't just go in and lollygag, you know. I mean, that's you got to train hard. I mean, that's going to make it better for you, especially if you're somebody who struggled to get there. And then next would be to stay on a schedule and create good habits. You know, like Glenn brought up, you know, getting and figuring out what you're eating, when you're eating. A little monotony is not the worst thing in the world sometimes. You know, eating maybe some of the meals the same and stuff like that. You know, you don't have to do that. I know some people aren't able to. They just feel like they can't eat that, but that sometimes helps too.
Yeah, a lot of times people find when they're allowed more variation, they may tend to get off of the diet and allow more foods in that they probably shouldn't. So, you know, by eating, you know, the same meal, you know, like for lunch every day, it keeps you on a schedule. You know that meal is healthy, and you know you're getting that X amount of protein, X amount of carbs. So it's good to have some protein in there.
Yeah, and you can change things. It's just the more you learn about reading labels and knowing, you know, if you know we had a question like, you know, I need more protein, should I eat more sweet potato? Well, no, sweet potatoes is carbohydrate, so you know, make sure you know what you're talking about as far as the macronutrients. If you're not sure, do some reading. I mean, it's really not that hard. So eat less than you burn, train intense because muscle is your friend. It's going to help you. You know, the more muscle you have, the more fat you're going to burn. And stay on a schedule and create good habits. Maybe cheat once a week. Find a day and say, hey, I'm going to eat what I want. That's that, and that helps keep you on track. And sometimes it makes you feel kind of crappy, so maybe that's more reason to incentivize you during the week to eat better. So next are supplements. Okay, supplements. What they're there to do is supplement your diet. It really means that, and sometimes I think that gets lost by people. You know, if you're eating enough protein, then you know you don't have to take a supplement, but that's hard to do if you're trying to get about a gram per pound of, you know, lean body mass, give or take. That's going to be really difficult to do. Next supplement?
Yeah, you guys are protein. Next would be EFAs. A lot of people are thinking, well, EFAs are essential fatty acids or healthy fats, what we recommend. A lot of people think, well, why do I need fats to get lean? Why would I be taking in fats? Well, healthy fats in this case, they can actually train your body to utilize fats as an energy source because fats do contain energy. There's 9 calories or 9 units of energy per gram, which is double what carbohydrates provide, which is only 4. So you do get energy from fats, and if you're taking in healthy fats, you're training your body to utilize fat as an energy source, which in turn would be body fat also. Not to mention all the other benefits with the hair, skin, nails, brain function, joint function, things like that.
Yeah, they're essential because our bodies don't produce them, so you got to get them from diet. And the healthier you are, the more skeletal muscle your body's going to put on because it only needs so much in order to move and stuff. So if your body put more of it on, having more, you know, healthy fats is also going to help. Sometimes that gets lost in the fray. Also, a multivitamin that goes along with being healthy. The healthier you are, the more muscle you're going to build, the better you're going to perform athletically. Everything. It just makes sense. There's not a disconnect between putting on muscle and being healthy. And you know, people say, well, my friend eats McDonald's and he's putting on muscle and this and that. Okay, but eventually that's going to catch up, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're healthy.
Yeah, I got a question the other day from a customer saying, you know, how much is taking a multi going to impact my gains? Well, multivitamin is not going to translate into building muscle or getting big and things like that. But it's like John was saying, it's going to keep you healthy, and by staying healthy, you're in the gym. You know, you're not going to be out of the gym for a week because
it's going to fill in the holes in your diet. And nothing against McDonald's, by the way, they do have some healthy stuff on their menu. And once in a while, I'm just not one of those people who likes to tell people what to eat. I'm just saying. Okay, once in a while, it's all right. And then a fat burner can help. Fat burners are going to help increase the amount of calories you burn through stimulant.
Yeah, there's stimulants inside these products that have been shown to increase your metabolism or increase the amount of calories being burned. They we do get good feedback on them. They do get good results. A lot of it is it's providing you with energy, and if it's providing you with energy, because let's face it, a lot of times when you're dieting, you don't have all the energy in the world. So by taking these fat burners or metabolism boosters, it's giving you the energy to work out, to get into the gym, and do some cardio.
Can help you train more intensely, you know. And these aren't the be-all, end-all supplements that you have to have these, but, you know, we were asked kind of just to summarize. So, you know, you could add other things onto that, you know, creatine, beta-alanine. Those are perfectly fine while you're dieting. In fact, they're going to help keep strength and help you build more muscle, so you can certainly add those into the mix. You know, one other thing on this, you know, so eat less than you burn, just to review. Train intense, you know, because the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. Stay on a schedule and create good habits. You know, that could be, you know, I have a protein shake in the morning with frozen fruit. And I put my EFA right in there. Great, that's done. You know, that's great. That's one good meal right there to start your day off. So that's a really good way. Another thing is people say, well, how often should I eat? That really depends. You know, for years we were told you got to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, and there's some truth to that in the sense that it does tend to keep people on track better. People tend to be able to stick to that schedule better. But in terms of burning fat, it's not the be-all end-all that we thought it would be. If you can only eat 3 meals a day, and you can get the amount of protein and calories that you need in those 3 meals, that's fine too.
That's fine.
So
as long as you're getting enough protein.
Yeah, it tends to be, if you eat the smaller meals throughout the day, it tends to help people from binging, I think, and craving.
Control blood sugar.
So, but the bottom line is it's the calories that count. So, I can't really think of anything else, you know.
That's really all.
I mean, I don't know, maybe another factoid, something that you've done in the past and you've tried to lean out or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, a lot of it was just like you had mentioned, staying on a schedule. That's the most important thing, I think, or one of the most important things, because if you stay on that schedule and stay consistent with it, you'll more likely to stick with it. You know, if you start veering away here and there, allowing yourself to cheat and too much and things like that, you tend to get away from the diet.
Yeah, and if you screw up, that's just the one meal. That doesn't mean, oh, my whole diet's ruined, the whole week's ruined. I just have to, you know, I'm done diet. No, just start again. Just new page. It's done. You ate something bad. It is what it is.
Yeah, if you wake up and eat a really bad breakfast, don't think to yourself, oh, I got to starve myself the rest of the day. You don't want to do that.
Just move on. Go next meal healthy, and it is what it is. So, thanks again to Thong from Australia and Matt from California for submitting and winning the contest. We do appreciate everybody watching these videos. You know, most of the comments are positive. You know, we get a few smart asses out there, but that's fine. We're happy to answer those questions too. Contrarians are going to be what they're going to be, and quite frankly, if we're wrong about something, that's great. We're happy to admit it and correct the record too. So please feel free to post those. Don't be. I don't mean that for people not to disagree with us. We do appreciate that. It's just, you know, just make sure it's an informed opinion. That's all that we ask. So thanks again. If you have any questions, just go ahead and post them. Also, you can find us on Facebook.com/BestPriceNutrition. Thank you.